Alrighty. So, it's another game against Skull Gamer, spelled with a 3. So he's using his another Skaven army, and this time I'm playing as Lizardmen. Let's just throw into slow mode, take a look at the army composition. So, Skull Gamer, he played a better game this one. It was much more interesting. Didn't end up going my way, but he did bring kind of an interesting composition, and it was a nice contrast between really wide builds and really smaller, more focused builds. So, because it's Skaven, again, I decided like large entities would be a good idea. So I put my red-crested skink chief, who's the lord of this army, on a Stegadon, which will be big and scare the little rats a lot. I'll stomp them around, really good anti-infantry. And I brought a Scar veteran on a Carnosaur. Look at this. Look at this beautiful, majestic animal. Look at that. That's a freaking Carnosaur. It's got, what's really interesting about it is it's like built like an Allosaur or a larger kind of theropod, but it's got that hooked claw that would normally be associated with raptors, Utah raptors, etc. This might be close to what a Utah raptor might look like, actually, but probably a Utah raptor would be a lot leaner. I think this is thick. It's more like a cross between a T-Rex and a T-Rex and a Utah raptor, I guess. A Deinonychus. I like to say Deinonychus. Anyway, I kind of love dinosaurs. So these guys, I'm surprised I don't like Lizardmen more, but they are pretty fun to play. I just don't like their style that much. I like more of a variance in units. Lizardmen, to me, they're just very... they play in such a very straightforward pattern. They just hit like a truck and just keep on hitting. Like, they're just ultra tough. You just gotta get the right line together and get the right connection, and you'll just grind through and pop the buffs at the right time, right? And you'll just grind through them. But so they're really powerhouses. But they're still quite fun to play now, especially with some new units that came out recently, like this Salamander Hunting Pack. These guys throw, again, jet fires and arcs. Probably see them in lots of other games. So they're kind of they add a nice tactical element, in my opinion. But let's take a look at what I've got in terms of infantry. I've got Saurus Warriors with shields, 2 groups of those, I believe, with spears on the flanks. You know, as always, spears on the flanks, Saurus Warriors shields, and these kind of more elite infantry back here, the Temple Guard. I think I've got 2 groups of Temple Guard, just like the no regiments of renown, but just regular Temple Guard. Do I have the other one? I swore I had 2 Temple Guard. Is it in the front? No, I guess I only brought 1 Temple Guard. Thought I had 2. And over far behind, starting behind my enemy's position, I have 2 groups of freaking Pterodon riders. Yes, they are skinks, little lizard men, flying pterodactyls, and they hurl these things called fire leech bolas, which I don't know if we can get a good look at their ammunition at all, but they're basically these bolas that explode in fire upon contact, and they just rain it down from on high. I really like them. They're one of my favorite units with the lizard men. I always bring them. If people like know how to play me, they'll know always to bring a counter to these, because I love this unit. I just love the way they can be used tactically and what they do to infantry formations, and because the explosions kind of they bust them up a bit, they shake them up a bit, and so they really affect the rate of fire, and they're really good at just occupying missile units, which is what I use them. It's the effect I use them for too in this game in his army, as you'll see. And yeah, my red crested skink got a freaking Stegadon. That is like an Ankylosaurus, or an Ankylosaur cross with like a Triceratops. There's just lots of extra horns and stuff, as you'd probably kind of expect from a fantasy. But there's also Thagomizers, man. That's what those are called. Can you believe that? Those are freaking Thagomizers. Oh, look, he's got like a Tomb King thing on the end of his tail. That's pretty cool. But yeah, excess Thagomizers and armor. Oh god, I'm dinosauring out here. And he's got little dudes with blowguns from the top. But anyway, we're about to close lines here really quickly, so I'm gotta take a look at his army really quick as we're closing. Clan rats, and he's bumped them up like really elite. So lots of infantry, spears, Skaven slave spears, Skaven slaves, which are the really lowest. The clan rats and the Skaven slaves are just the lowest little ratlings. So he's trying to swarm me. Yeah, and Skaven slave singers, so low tier missile. They're just slings. But he has brought 2 groups of doom flayers that are advancing inside his army. Not something I'd usually do. I'd usually keep them wide on the flanks, but he kind of seems to bunch his armies a lot, this guy. But it's fun to play him anyway, but he seems to make some mistakes in terms of bunching his army up, which is not a good idea, not something I'd do. He's also got Ikit Claw in Ikit Claw's personal doom wheel. Alright. Leading the way. So let's just see as some flames come down from the salamanders, as you can see. Anyway, let's find a nice place to start, shall we? This seems like a pretty interesting thing to watch. Yep. I was not disappointed. All right, so my Scar veterans goes with that group of Skaven play swords. The Doom players are coming through, joining with Claw, and my Salamanders get the brunt of it. That's not good. These are not ideal for taking that on. The spears would have been better, but I kind of had to make do. So the Temple Guard are coming to support the Salamanders, fill that gap, see what Claw can do to them. And my dinosaurs are just going to tank it. They're just going to sit there fighting tons of rats as my infantry joins too. But they kind of held back the infantry charge in the center. I've got some Skink Korra with javelins firing in. They got poison javelins that they're sticking them with. Saurus spears over here, holding my left flank. And here they come. Yes, glorious. Let's just see if we can catch one of these things frickin' landing, man. Here they come. Here they come. Oh, here they come. Let's see. Boom, boom. This is why I like that weight, like just nicely disrupting those units, causing decent damage. Just really a good distraction, and mobile too, so you can come and do that and just a great harass unit. I really love them for that. Anyway, boom. So the spears join on this side. So Skaven predictably already wavering, but that's the thing. They'll run away a little bit, but then they'll all, you know, amp each other up and run back in again. So they rout and come back and rout and come back, whereas a lot more armies, once they're routed, they're more likely to just continue routing. The Skaven rout a lot. They run, they don't run all the way away, and then they come back. While the other half gets occupied with you. So it's, in ways it can be a bit tedious. With numbers like this, it's going to be lots of retreats and returns. And you'll see it kind of grinds my forces down. My infantry, right, are very much outnumbered. And there's only some, they're just swarmed by clan rats and Skaven slaves, like really low tier units, but just the sheer number is going to wear them down. However, with my dinosaurs here, they can take a lot of abuse. The Scar Veteran and the Skink Chief are going to take a lot of abuse. The Javelins are in, that's bad. That's a spell, that's hurting them a lot. Beautiful. I don't even know what kind of spell that is. Probably Ikit's, or I don't know if he has a caster. I don't see a caster, so I assume it must be Ikit Claw. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the Skaven, really. Not my thing. Too dirty. I prefer the lizards if I'm going to choose between either. Oh boy. Oh boy. So yeah, so he's like, just his numbers, right, is what he went with. He just went super wide and opted to overwhelm me. But again, the problem with getting a lot of units is they're all going to be, if you're going to swarm me, they're all going to be low tier units. So my units basically are going to mulch through them, just chew through them really nicely independently. So the slingers are coming back, trying to fire at the Pterodon riders, and the damage can add up. They can add a lot of damage up if you don't deal with them. So as soon as they tried to come back in, it's Pterodon bully time. Rain some fire down on them, and then kind of like that, and that's going to be a repeating process until those units are slowly ground away. It's kind of like, yeah, the pitch and flow and ebb of every Skaven battle. Just they run away, they come back, you beat the shit out of them, they run away, they come back. It's like, yeah, it's like water, like a force of nature, the Ratman. Yeah, so this drags on for a little bit as we slowly grind them all down. Let's take a look as he is. Oh, Plague Priest. Oh, that's Light Scab's Plague Pack. So that's Plague Monk Sentinel Bearers. Those are more elite infantry. However, I don't think they're anti-large, so they're not ideal to suiting my my dinosaur, as he is a large entity. So they're gonna get ground through just the same. Let's speed it up a little bit here. It's just like, cause this, so you kind of see they waver, they run away, they waver, they run away. Yeah, and I see these ones coming. My guys coming back in. Waver, 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 waver. It's getting down to it now. All my infantry's gone by this point, except for these two groups as part of me. I got two groups of Saurus warriors coming in. They're close to the end, but these guys are raining fire on the Skaven slave spears and the plague monks, because it looks like the slingers have all finally. Are they all dead? Yeah, they must have been shattered a while ago. The slingers are gone. Yeah, those are spears. Look at, they're not coming back. They're shattered. They're gone. So that's not that one. They're not coming back. And I think perhaps the slingers are shattered or all gone too. Or out of ammunition. And then they're basically next to useless, just throwing up their little ratty fists. And here we go, it's Plague Monks versus the Scar Veteran. He'll do some nasty stuff. The Doom players have been getting around, doing some damage. Oh yeah, total dinosaur time. So those Plague Monks are gonna be my top target. They're the worst, they're the most powerful thing he's got on the field, so they're gonna be my first priority to just eliminate. And then it's just gonna be playing like bouncing, one of those boxing clowns, you know, you punch them, they come back, they punch them, they come back. Just playing that with the Skaven now, with these Claws of Sladen, just like smashing them. They run away, they come back. Okay, we're gonna focus on Ikit. There's Ikit Claw, and we're gonna get a good surround on him. We're just gonna pile on some damage. I don't know if that actually ends up shattering him, but so we got, yeah, try and beat the crap out of him for a while. You see, it takes a while, right? Like these battles can drag on at this stage. It's really, it can be really annoying when you're watching it as a replay to just watch it drag on like this. So these guys have routed a few times. We're gonna come back in. My Temple Guard down to a very few models. You can barely see them. My Pterodon's out of ammunition for a while now, so I've been just joining the melee fight. It's just getting down to the wall, just standing on the proverbial hill with my Triceratodontops and the Carnoraptor. Yeah, Carnosaur and Stegadon. It's pretty cool random dinosaur-y names, but... And it's also amusing to see what kind of blend of, what blends of dinosaurs they throw into these things in their design. Pterodons are pretty standard pteranodons, I guess, or pterodactyls. I don't know, there's some shikaki about pteranodons and pterodactyls, like the pteranodon's not a real thing and it's just a baby pterodactyl. I don't even know anymore. Some guy tried to tell me there wasn't even such a thing as a Triceratops once. I'm like, what? It was like the juvenile form of some other creature. So yeah, let's fast forward a little bit. Yeah, I'm just rambling about dinosaurs at this point, but yeah. And I think that's it, yeah. So that's a very small elite army versus a very big wide build army. Elite versus regular troops. Numbers versus numbers. Greater numbers versus smaller numbers. Sorry. So kind of a good idea of the two kinds of armies you can play in this game and in general, I suppose. But yeah, it was a fun game, and thanks to my opponent there. Let's check out all the kills. Let's check out the kills, shall we? Alright, so who did the work? Who did the work? These guys. These guys did the work. Look, the work got done on them though too, eh? Jeez. 208, 213, 171, 293. Yeah, that's the most, of course. That's the Stegadonotops. And the Carnosaur, hundreds, numbers in the hundreds, 77, 51. The Salamanders got eliminated early. It's a good move on his part, like, it's a fair target. And the Pterodons did a lot of damage for receiving a very little damage. Did a lot of damage, receiving very little themselves, which I like. Now, see, none of them are dead, because they all continually run away, but they're all significantly depleted, so it was a morale victory there. It wasn't like total annihilation or anything, but who did the best for him? Those Doom Flayers did pretty good. He had 4 groups of Doom Flayers. The little vehicles, the little circular vehicles, and they did pretty good. These guys, though, the elite Plague, the Regiment around Plague Monk unit, they did pretty good. They did well, they're the ones that did most of that, I'm sure. Wrecked my infantry. Alright, well, that's that for that. That's that for that and that and that and that, etc. I don't know why I said that 5 times, but whatever. Dinosaurs, rats, I don't know what's going on. But do you? Ah, jeez. Alright, for the boys back home.